Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program. I am your host, Joe Muzidla. It is good to be with you, recording this on the 29th of May, 2021. Hope you're all doing well. I do. Wanted to have this out sooner, especially, I do apologize to one individual. I was hoping to have this done and out yesterday, Friday, but a lot of times we don't know exactly what's going to happen throughout a 24-hour period. Sometimes we know where we're supposed to be, but the events that unfold in that place and in that time that we're appointed to, we maybe only perceive in part, and the rest you just do the best you can. So, but an adventure nonetheless. Definitely an adventure, and everything, though it was stressful, everything worked out. It was as it was supposed to, and it was actually quite a blessing. It was quite a blessing to interact in that situation. So I do apologize, especially to one that I did promise, and I missed that mark, and I do apologize for that. But nonetheless, here it is. Last we talked, started a series on the Exodus, and I've been wrestling with this for a while now. Where to start? Where do I want to go? There's so much information, and the book of Exodus is, to me, it's super cool. I love it. I absolutely love the book of Exodus. It's just, not that I don't love any, but it's, to me, it is a model. It's a two-scale, how can I say that? A two-scale model of what is to come. And I wrestled with it as being, let me explain it this way. When I was a child, we would get model airplanes, and it would always say, 1/24th scale or whatever it is. It was a model that you could, pick up, hold in your hand, but of course, it wasn't a real fighter plane. But everything was there as far as the visuals of it. And you could pick it up and twist it around and check it all out. And of course, your imagination, especially as a child, you could imagine it being in action, flying, taking off, landing, everything. And I feel the same way about the Exodus, that I go back and forth between 1/3 and 1/7 scale to what is to come. That you can, and same thing with your imagination, is you can pick it up, twist it around, and look at it and see everything that you need to see, in my humble opinion. And I've been wrestling on where to start because I get excited, and my wife will tell you that when that happens, I tend to jump around. Ideas start flashing in my mind, and I start thinking about all the different, how complex it is, and I get excited, and it makes perfect sense to me, but I start jumping around, and I can lose people really quick, and I don't mean to do that, and I'm been going over this in my head, even on my way to work. I have almost an hour long drive to work, and even longer on the way home just because of traffic, but trying to get this down to where I think it makes sense, and that's the difficult thing, is it makes sense to me, and I hope it makes sense to you. I hope I can relay the message in a way that maybe if this some of the things I say, maybe they may be new ideas that I don't want you to throw them away because it's something new, or maybe it's something that you have not thought about. But what my hope is that God will capture your imagination. That I may be used in that, and that's my hope, is that you'll be able to see what is to come, and that's one of the things about the book of Exodus is you have to ask questions when you first start looking at this. One, why did he do it the way he did it? Why did God do the Exodus the way he did it? I mean, I think of the people being in persecution, and they're crying out, expecting an army, maybe. And here comes two gentlemen that says, "Hey, we're here to end the bondage." I mean, I can't even imagine. You're like, you guys are going to go up against Egypt, you two? And you're like, yeah, we're here to get this done. That's got to be hard to for the children of Israel. I would think that would be hard to swallow at first. That you would be expecting, will God raise up this army, somewhere, some group that's going to come in and save us? And here comes two elderly gentlemen, one holding a staff and saying, "Yeah, we're it, we're the ones." But there's so many reasons of why God did what he did. And the main reason is so that you would have literally a two-scale, we quit jumbling up the words, a two-scale model of what is to come. And so that you would not be locked inside of darkness, or maybe Babel, or just being afraid. It's one of the things when you have no clue what's coming, it can bring about very, very strong emotions, and you can react in proportion to those and to the situation, but it may not call for that. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. That you need to be calm and steadfast, and you'll find that you can literally walk through the most stressful situations with ease. Well, I guess with faith. Now, all that being said, let's kick into this thing here. How does it start? It starts with literally, let's go and look here. We're going to look at the NASB. And he gives you the tribes, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the persons who came from the loins of Jacob were 70 in number. But Joseph was already in Egypt. Joseph died, and his brothers, and all that generation. But the sons of Israel were fruitful and increased greatly and multiplied and became exceedingly mighty, so that the land was filled with them. Now a new king arose over Egypt, who did not know Joseph. He said to his people, "Behold, the people of the sons of Israel are more and mightier than we. Let us come and deal wisely with them, or else they will multiply. In the event of war, they will also join themselves to those who hate us, and fight against us and depart from the land. So we see that there is this new king that did not know Joseph, and things start going awry. Fear sets in, literally, of, hey, we got a good thing here, and we've got the Jews that came in through Joseph, through the famine of 7 years fat and then 7 years lean, and they are brought into Egypt to sustain them during this time. But now they're basically slaves. Exodus 1:11. So they appointed taskmasters over them to afflict them with hard labor, and they built for Pharaoh storage cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread out, so that they were in dread of the sons of Israel. Okay, now it's gone from, hey, we should watch this, to this is going to go bad. We need to do something. We need to get serious with this. And they made their lives bitter with hard labor in mortar and bricks, and all kinds of labor in the field, all their labors which they rigorously imposed on them. Then the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah, and the other was named Puah. And they said, when you are helping the Hebrew women to give birth, and see them upon the birth stool, if it is a son, you shall put him to death. But if it is a daughter, then she shall live. Okay, this is where things go south really quick. If we were to compare it to today, think of, well, I guess we could think of abortion today, but they're not telling you to do it. They're just twisting your mind to do it, and Lord have mercy. But eventually, this is going to happen again. Eventually, there will be a cry, a decree, an evil thought. So we see this fear, or this hatred of God's people. And this decree of those that are 2 years and under. And those on the birth stool. Let's just keep it to the text here. If it is a son, then you shall put him to death. But if it is a daughter, and this invokes emotion. This invokes emotion. This is one of those ones that you read and you should get a shiver down your spine. This decree, this wicked thought that enters this king's mind is horrific. So today we have similar, but it is, oh gosh, I don't know. Well, I guess maybe you would call it a catch-22.